I'm Jackie Luke-Sneeve with the Surgical Review Corporation, and you're watching the Weight Loss Surgery Channel.
Hi, this is Chef Dave. Stay tuned for the Weight Loss Surgery Channel's Eating Right Every Bite, because we're going to show you how to make the perfect brunch with a whole lot of frittata fun. There are endless mouth-watering options for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and dinner once you've mastered preparing a basic frittata. And like every recipe you'll see on Eating Right Every Bite, they're designed for people just like you and me, people who have had weight loss surgery. I'm Chef Dave, and before having gastric bypass surgery, I struggled with my obesity for many, many years. As a kid, I was a member of the Clean Plate Club and started packing on the pounds around the 5th grade. The supper table was always a wonderful place of togetherness for my family. After the cleanup, conversation was always good-natured, boasting about what a good cook everybody was. It's really no wonder that I was transfixed by the idea of food preparation, which eventually led me to culinary school. It also led me to my heaviest weight, about 410 pounds. When I chose weight loss surgery as a tool to get my life back, it was in desperation. I wanted to reach new heights in my career, and more importantly, I wanted to be a great dad for my kids. I started keeping a written record of my recipes and notes about what worked and what didn't. Now, I'm excited to share some of my favorite meals with you here on Eating Right Every Bite. So pull up a chair and let's get started with a basic frittata. Basic frittatas are easy to do and pretty much almost easier than making scrambled eggs. But there's a few things that you need to know about frittata making. The first thing is that you can use any kind of ingredient that you want. You want to make sure that it is cooked, and the only thing going into your frittata raw is going to be your eggs. So I had some leftovers in my fridge, and so I'm going to utilize them in my standard frittata. We're going to take our red bell peppers that we had left over. I'm going to take a little bit of onion and some garlic, and I'm even going to use some tops of these green onions. For the garlic, I'm just going to take my clove, take the butt of the knife, and pound it down, and that breaks up the paper from the garlic, and I can just easily peel this right away, and all I'm left with is just a clean piece of garlic that I can now cut. I'm going to just cut this up real quick, dice this up. Go right here in my bowl. Once we get all of this cut up, we're going to take this right over to the stove and we're going to saute this up quickly. As far as the size of the vegetables, I like to go right at about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch dice. Anything bigger, and what will happen is it may not cook correctly whenever you add the egg. And if it's any smaller, it may turn to mush. You want to just be really careful. So I have 1 clove, and we have probably about a 1/4 cup of red bell pepper. And then I want to use this red onion. I'm just going to take one big slice right off the top of this thing. Put the rest of this over here for later use. And I'm just going to cut this, turn this, put this right into my bowl. And just for a little color, we're going to take some of these green onions that I have here. Cut some of the tops off here. I don't want to use those. Just do these. Right into the dish just like this. All right, so I'm going to grab some salt, and I'm going to grab my standard frittata mix, and I need to grab some cheese also. And let's go right over here to the stove and let's finish this up. Okay, when you saute vegetables, you want to have a high heat with a little bit of fat. So we're going to turn this on high. We're going to add my olive oil right here. Right at a teaspoon is all you're going to need, because this is a non-stick pan, so it's perfect for frittata making. What I like about this pan also is I can actually put this into the oven, which is already preheated to 350 degrees. So it's basically a 1 pot or one pan dish, and this will be a frittata for two. Starting to get warm here. As you can kind of tell, it's starting to get looser, it's starting to smoke a little lighter. So I'm gonna take this, mix this in, put this in here, let it come to a nice saute here in a second. Okay, as you can tell, you can start to hear my vegetables start to cook and saute. I'm gonna leave them just for a second. I'm gonna walk over and get my eggs ready to dump over the top of this frittata toppings. Okay, so I got a nice bowl here. Most people eat an average of 2 eggs, and as a weight loss patient, you can easily do 2. So I'm gonna do 4 because this is gonna be a 2-person frittata. Take our eggs, crack them open. Some people like to add water to them to thin them out for omelets, or add heavy cream or half and half to, they say it makes it a little fluffier. I'm a little old-fashioned. I actually like to just take the eggs and not add anything to them except maybe a little salt and pepper. So we have one more here. Take a little bit of cracked pepper and the good old trusty whisk here. We're going to whisk this up. All right, looking great. Well, I can hear the vegetables going, so let me go and check those, and I think we'll be able to put this together here in about the next 20 seconds. They're looking good. They've been sauteing for right at about a minute. You can start to see the caramelization going on. I want my vegetables to taste still al dente and not totally cooked, so I am actually ready to put my eggs into this mixture. Before I do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt just to kind of give it a little more flavor. I'm going to then dump these 4 eggs right into the top of this pan, just like this. And I'm going to take my low-fat sharp cheddar cheese, this right on top, turn my stove off, and add this right into the oven at 350 degrees. This will take right at about 5 to 6 minutes. Be careful to make sure that when you take this pan out that you do not burn your hand. I'll be putting it right onto a plate and we'll be ready to eat. All right, welcome back. We are now ready to take out the standard frittata. Looks amazing. It's light and it's fluffy. The cheese is just the right way. The vegetables are still nice and chunky in there. Take our plate. Remember I said this is a frittata for 2, so definitely you want to share a plate for sure. I love to eat my frittatas with a little bit of salsa on top. So put this right here in the middle. It smells amazing. And of course, I have to do the ultimate frittata bite here. Look how easy they just cut up. Just amazing. You see that? Smell-o-vision. Okay. Hot but good. I'm tasting all the vegetables in there. The edges are nice and brown and crispy. A perfect frittata. Well, I'm Chef Dave and we'll be going to take a quick break, so stay tuned to the Weight Loss Surgery channel because when we come back, we'll be making a fantastic Greek frittata. Opa!